Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Upper Tier Podcast. It's Thursday. We need no introductions here. You know these two men when we're on the screen. You know what's going down. It's going to be a lot of football talk. As always, if you could subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, and of course, drop a like on the video. We would really appreciate it. How are you, Darren?
Well, good, Niall. How are you?
Good, yeah, not a bother at all. I've had an interesting week, to say the least.
Yeah.
I had a very poor week for cryptocurrency trading, so I have to have a good old. Need to hit a big Friday tomorrow, otherwise I'm in trouble. I've lost a few quid this week, and I don't like that.
And you know a really funny thing? What day was it? Monday, I had a gap in my lessons. I finished camp at 4 o'clock. And I had some, I had some men's groups on from 7:30 till 9:30. But I had a gap from 4 till 7:30. And I went up to Blanchardstown to have a little poke around and have a bite to eat, whatever. It's not too far from where I work. I was on my way back around and I was thinking, I must ask Niall about that Revolut stuff that he invests in. What's the chances of that? I was only thinking that on Monday.
There you go.
It's not been a good week. Have we?
We've nosedived quite a bit now. We got, I think, somewhere
Now,
in the region.
when we say we're nosediving, you had obviously gone up to begin with.
Yeah.
So you've not nosedived from what you put in initially.
No, I haven't lost my core money, if you like, but I was.
Yes, your seed money.
On Monday I was up about $1,000, and as it stands today, I'm down about $1,000. So we need a big recovery tomorrow.
Well, you're level then. If you're up $1,000, you're level now.
Yeah, but
yeah,
it's not nice. Not nice when you look on Monday and then you look at Thursday. So it's mainly Bitcoin. Bitcoin has dropped about $8,000 this week a coin, so fairly steep.
And what's the theory behind why it drops?
I think what happened is they did a halving there back in May, I think, or June. So what that means is they can only produce half the amount of Bitcoin that's available in a given month or a given day or a given week. Yeah. So what it does is it realigns the price of it again. So what happens is it rises up. So it jumped about $5-6 on the basis of the halving, and then it comes back down and it finds its level. And then apparently about 3 to 4 months after the halving, then it takes off like a jet engine. So the prediction by the end of the year is that Bitcoin is going to be somewhere between 75 and 100k a coin. At the moment, it's sitting at about 56, 57.
It's going to double itself nearly.
So it's going to be close on doubling itself, yeah. So it's a decent one to get on if you're interested in getting into, especially this week. It's quite low this week. So, you know.
Now's a good time to buy.
Yeah, now's a good time to buy and not a good time to sell. Now, I bought it, funny enough, I bought a lot of it back in January and February when it was at 27,000. And it's jumped from 27. At one stage, just before the halving, it was at 68,000. So I was doing very well. So I've taken a little bit of profit, as they say, as well as I've gone along. So I haven't done too bad, you know. But This week has been a tough week. But we'll get it back. We'll have a good Friday, as they say. It's not Easter, but it'll be a good Friday. That's for sure. What was I going to say? We did talk about our product of the week, our Duo Gold Yorkie Orange, which I caught up the other day and I thought it was very, very nice.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I told you about it in the car the other day, remember? When you were in agony, I was trying to raise your level up. And I said the product of the week is, when I rang you back after the garage, I had stumbled across the Duo Yorkie Orange in the gold wrapper.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. That sounds, I'm going to have to keep my eyes peeled for that one. Were you in a Circle K or something like that? Where were you?
It was in a Circle K, yeah.
Circle K are a bit unusual at times. They can come up with some slightly random ones, but like
makes you feel like you're going to an old school shop in the UK sometimes, doesn't it? Something just appears. Doesn't last long though. That's the only thing. Yeah,
nothing ever lasts in Circle K, man. The kids hoover everything up, don't they?
Yeah, and I tell you, I was in bed this morning. I was watching that WrestleMania 40 Behind the Curtain documentary that came out on YouTube, and I was watching that. And,
just nibbling on your little Yorkie Duo, were you?
No. This is at 6 a.m. Couldn't be doing that now. Maybe some heated fruit and fibre or something like that. That might
Right.
have been the order of the day to get me going. But I ordered one of these water hydrogenated bottles. Don't know if you've seen these. Dana White's been talking big up about them and stuff like that. I ordered one of them. So what it does is you put your water in, and then there's a system down the bottom, and you press a button, and for 3 minutes it hydrogenates the water. And apparently, if you drink the hydrogen water, it's brilliant for the red blood cells and for taking out inflammation and all this kind of stuff. Apparently, it's the
And
new
does
thing.
Dana have shares in this?
No, he doesn't at all. And it was recommended to him. But remember the guy who put him on the diet and stuff like that. But apparently a lot of people are at it now, and apparently the results are supposed to be very good. So I ordered one of them. It's coming tomorrow. So I'll let you know
Are
next week
they
how I get on.
expensive?
They can be. The one I ordered was 25 for the bottle. And
That's
comes
not
with
too
the
bad.
charger and all. But they can go up to, like, you can spend 250 quid on them if you want, but I wasn't going to dip my toe that far.
No, not until you know it's working, and then maybe you could go to the next level of.
Yeah, well, they've got some cool ones as well. I seen a cool one for you. It's like one of the big gym jugs,
Right.
and the thing is built into the cap. And what you can do is you can turn it upside down, do it through the cap the system, and then you can pour it out into a bottle and just feed off it for the day.
Nice.
But apparently it's supposed to be brilliant. So let's see what happens. So
Oh,
I'll keep you updated on that one.
don't forget, I wanted to give you the heads up because I'm a bit excited myself about something.
Go on.
Know what today is?
Today is.
You ready? Will I give you the clue?
Go on.
No idea.
Go on, just no.
Beverly Hills Cop, the new one, hits today.
Oh,
on
that's like the Axel
Netflix.
Foley one.
Axel Foley, baby.
Yeah, very good, very, very good. Do you
I
know what I watched?
am a big, big, big Axel Foley / Beverly Hills Cop fan. Like, big. Is hold on now. Hold the phone. I'll show you how big I am. Hold on. Now, don't knock down. Don't knock down. Yes. All three, the triple feature. I love this guy.
They're great movies, aren't they?
They are. I love them.
Yeah, really
they are
good.
just great.
I actually, about 3 or 4 months ago, I think it was, I watched the trade them for the first time again with Ben. Ben had never watched them, and he was blown away by them. He was blown away by them. It was really, really cool and stuff like that and all. Yeah, so.
And I love, and I know we've talked about it before, I love the idea of how some of the jokes you're just not getting away with now. But, like, they're great. They're just gold.
Depends on who you are. You're 100% getting away with them.
Well, you know.
You're definitely getting away with them in my house or your house, that's for sure.
Oh, listen, that goes without saying.
We're still
but
80s,
I mean, like,
90s.
yeah. But I mean, like, you ain't getting away with them on a TV in general, you know what I mean?
No,
But when you put Axel on, anything goes. Quality.
Yeah,
I love that. Looking forward to that tonight.
I tell you, what was it the other day? 40 years of Back to the Future was yesterday. I posted
that was
in
right, yeah, you posted in the group. That's right.
And you know something? I went back, I had a bit of a tearjerk moment yesterday as well. Michael J. Fox on stage with Coldplay. Tough. Interesting choice of song as well.
Yeah. Life can just take you places, can't it?
Yeah, I sent it into the group. We don't know how lucky we are.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So that was a tough one as well.
There's a lot of guys in the graveyard that tried places with us.
Absolutely. Speaking of trading places, Eddie Murphy. There you go. Nice little segue in there again.
Love that.
Yeah, I watched. What did I watch last night? I watched TikTok Murderers.
Right.
Well worth a watch. This lad loses it big time. Want to see his missus and his kid, and he kills his missus. Want to see his missus. Stunner.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I watched one of the Dark Side of the Rings last night.
Okay, interesting.
Now, I didn't watch one of the newer ones. I rewatched one of the older ones.
So the ones when they truly were dark.
Trying to think who I watched. Who's in the series with? Oh God. Who's in the series with New Jack? You know, New
Probably,
Jack is in like season 3.
probably Grizzly Smith, is it?
No,
Jake's
it's
dad.
either before or after Owen Hart. It's the episode before Owen Hart. Who is it? Because I can remember as it finished, we got the blue blazer. You know, Owen coming into the ring. Who was it? It was the Legion of Doom.
Legion of Doom. Hog.
It was the Legion of Doom. Yeah, very good episode. Very, very good episode.
Another tough one. Another
tough one, man. And of course, you're looking at draws. You're looking at draws in this, and you're like,
who's now gone?
Whoa, who's now gone? But even at that stage, like, he was wheelchair bound and everything, and it's
tough one, all right.
It's hard, all right, doesn't it?
Some of them do be so unrecognizable, don't they?
Yeah.
Did you see my picture yesterday in the thread? One Adam Rose, Leo Kruger.
So I had no idea who it was.
No
and
way.
I looked at it once or twice, and I was like, I know this guy. I know this guy.
The bottoms were the giveaway.
Well, do you know what the vibes I was getting was? Do you remember Kurgan, the interrogator?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? They were the vibes I was getting. And I was like, it's not Kurgan because he was skinnier and he had that flat top and he had that odd shaped head and all. And I was like, I'm looking at him and I'm like, he could be Braun Strowman's best mate, like the way he's built and, the whole. And then you put in, it was Adam Rose, and I was like, whoa.
And then when I put in the actual, remember the original picture of him?
Yes, that's right.
And I was going, oh my God. Crazy.
Mad,
right, let's get into the chat before we start. We've got a great show tonight anyway.
Absolutely.
We're going to take a quick look back at the round of 16. We're going to be looking at the quarters and giving our predictions. We're going to be talking about Eric Ten Hag.
Did we get many right in that round of 16?
We've got a good few of them right. I didn't get Austria right, obviously. Austria was the one that let me down, but however. Let's get in. Will is in. Jurgen, Norbert, Klopp, Even and Niall and big up Will. I love
the new graphic on the comments.
Oh, the boxes.
Very nice, Niall.
Yeah, I've been messing around.
Good evening to you.
Yeah.
Hey, Will. Hey, Daz. How are you, lads?
Big up, Daz. Who's winning Wimbledon, Dazzler?
I think it's still up in the air at the minute. Don't be surprised if Alcaraz wins it though. He's playing well at the minute. It's been a good few shocks already, mind you. Good few shocks.
Daz has a horse for Saturday if we want it.
Absolutely.
Daz, come on. You shouldn't even have to ask.
Hopefully it's better than last week's one, Daz. Newcastle
Stephen has a
Yoffie, which finished last.
But we're forever grateful. Stephen's in. Got some complete elites listed if anyone wants them. Send a link. Drop the link in, Stephen.
Absolutely.
Hello, fellas. Only one Kenobi is in. How are you? Crazy Frog. There you go from Acers.
Very good, Jer. Very good, pal.
Roll me one Kenobi, big up. Did you watch AEW?
Let's just hold on here now. Just hold on a minute now.
Pause it there. Roll it there.
Pause it there. Let's just let us know. There will be no AEW while I'm on here. There will be none. No AEW. No fucking CEO. No fucking Indians playing cricket. Fucking none of it. It's not happening. Not happening.
The hate is real.
Not happening.
Would you be interested now if Shane O'Mac makes the jump?
Nope.
Not even
Shane O'Mac could jump off the side of fucking Everest, and I'd be less interested if he went to fucking AEW. Get fucked, AEW. Fucking playground of the fucking Montessori kids.
Stephen saying he's more of a Lethal Weapon fan. Lethal Weapon was great as well, wasn't it?
Lethal Weapon's good, Stephen. Very good, pal. Yeah.
Mel Gibson when he wasn't too as crazy as he is now. That was Reynolds. Britt Baker back. That was cool as F. Yeah, it was.
She related to Pat the Baker.
Maybe. Beverly Hills Cop 2 was the best. Darren, agree or disagree? One was outstanding.
One was pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
I think we'd have to punt for one if it was me. Now,
Your go-to
the
one is one, yeah.
Yeah, now listen, the Alphabet Killers were great. That's number 2. With what was your woman's name? Was it Bridget, the Swedish chick? Remember the blonde hair?
Brigitte Nielsen, Stallone's wife.
Brigitte Nielsen, that's the one. Yeah.
Yes.
She was in number 2 as one of the group from the Alphabet Killers.
Done her back then
But
as well.
I like number 1. Like number 1. Yeah, big fan of that one, I have to say.
I have to say, what was the Lethal Weapon one? Was it Lethal Weapon, the one with the South Africans? Remember the kind of South African mafia or something
I
like that?
I wouldn't be good on Lethal Weapon.
Patsy Kensit was in it. Remember, she was
Patsy
stunning.
Kensit was in it.
Patsy Kensit was in it. Yeah, she was your man.
How Bianca
leader.
Like?
I think it was one of the Lethal Weapons, and she was the PA for one of the bad guys, and she ends up getting killed by them. But she was stunning back then, Patsy Kensit. Yeah. There you go. The world is so woke now. No way we getting away with the jokes in Beverly Hills Cop today.
No way at all, Romy. Yeah, 100%. It's shocking. It's shocking.
But Romy, we can decide what we want to do here.
And there's some serious shit goes down in this gaff. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have to caveat a lot of what I say in the house and go, make sure not to say that outside in the streets.
Yeah. Absolutely 100%. Yeah, Shane could be potentially an Acers. Sounds like guy was doing a Bennett bomb. Yeah, I'll tell you, Acers, check it out. It was crazy. And I think he was only in court at the tail end of 23. And I think in June he only got he got the verdict through where he was he got his time and stuff like that. So it's fairly recent. Bonkers, LOD, telling you about the episode.
That's right,
episode.
yeah.
Big up, Bonkers. Good to see you back in the chat again, my friend.
Absolutely.
Hi, Daz. Check your FPL, Bonkers. There you go. New Jack episode, Scalpel, Dark Side of the Ring. Tough episode. Yeah. Absolutely was. Also, new pin on mine comes soon, Bonkers. There is City of Troy, 3:35 on Saturday. City of Troy.
Whereabouts that? Sandown. Very good.
There we go.
City of Troy. We'll have a look at it.
Breaking news. UEFA has banned Merit Demiral for 2 European Championship games due to his celebration versus Austria. Showing up the too sweet sign.
It does have political connotations though, yeah?
Of course it does.
So that's because I know there's a lot of people online already saying, why did Bellingham get a 20 grand fine and Demiral has got a 2-match ban?
But it doesn't have any of those connotations here on this channel on a Wednesday night at Pro Wrestling Weekly, where we talk about WCW.
Sure doesn't.
And not on a Thursday either, by the looks of things.
Absolutely.
There we go. Darren, you're banned for 2 shows next week. There we go.
Can I do Monday and can you ban me for Monday and Wednesday?
Definitely. Gabe Kidd is my favourite in wrestling now. Interesting. My ringside order came today. Stephen, how was the customs? Did our friends in customs absolutely obliterate your bank card?
Sorry, just because I have an issue with ringside. Just because I have an issue, Stephen. What way did it get to you? Because when packing, they're not very diligent, let's say, at ringside. So I'd be interested to know how the packing was on your order, Stephen. Tell us.
You know why I don't deal with ringside?
Is there a different answer other than the fact because they're a shower of cunts?
No, it's because one time I used to buy in pallet.
I remember you did, yeah, I remember.
And one pallet arrived one time and it looked like it had gone through a blender.
Yeah.
And our friends in ringside wouldn't tolerate me talking about it and they blocked me and they cut me off. There you go. And so that's when I was spending. And that's when I was spending. I wasn't buying sets of elites. I was buying pallet loads of figures.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's when you would have had a young Dazzler popping into your shop to buy figures.
Absolutely. When we had some good stuff in then as well. Right, let's talk round of
let's talk.
Let's gloat in our greatness.
Yeah. I personally only got one wrong, so I'll take that.
Same.
Yeah, I'll take that. I had the Netherlands, France, England. I had Switzerland. I had Germany, Spain, Portugal, and I had Austria. But Turkey were immense. How good was the save in the final minute, by the way?
My God, Gordon Banks-esque.
Was
Gordon
that like
Banks-esque.
not yet? We watched. This was on downstairs. I just come in from work and it was on the telly, you know. And I was sitting down. I was eating my dinner, and I almost like spilled the dinner because it was like, wow, what a save! And my wife was like, everyone's in bed. Why are you shouting? She's like, this is fucking Austria and Turkey. I'm like, what a save! Like, have you seen this? She's scrolling on her phone, going, yeah, great. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm nearly going upstairs to wake the child to bring him down because we all know Brody's a goalkeeper. Bring him down and go, look at the save, look at the save.
You know what it is? Football fans will go, what an unbelievable save. But us goalkeepers, different gravy for us, isn't it? The movement
what a save,
unbelievable.
Man. Oh, quick shuffle of the feet. Just a stretch and to have the strength in the wrist to turn it round is just
that time in the match. That time in the match as well. Right on the time.
That is the and you know what? We actually did a couple of goalkeeping masterclasses this week because we also had Diogo Costa with his 3 penalty saves on the bounce. This was coming on, and as it was coming on, it was on the telly downstairs, and we were waiting to watch Love Island, and I said to Portugal, we were watching Love Island, and I said to her, you're gonna have to pause it. I said the Portugal game is going to penalties, and she said right. And they started. They were showing the 2 goalkeepers, and Rosanna says, "Oh, he's quite easy on the eye." About Diogo Costa, you know, tall, dark, handsome-looking lad that he is. I said, well, he's probably the reason Portugal will win this shootout. And she says, oh, is he good? I said, yeah. I said, we were interested in him last year before we signed on Anna. I said, but the price, it ratcheted up too high and we couldn't make the sign, you know. I said, the lads were looking for about 70 million from. And then, of course, boom, save number 1. Boom, save number 2. Boom, save number 3. And then the comedian sitting next to me on the chair says, he'd have been a great boy, wouldn't he?
Don't tell him 4 years ago you could have got him for 500 grand or something. What about and in fairness, All Black's a very good keeper as well. He was very
really good keeper, absolutely.
But Darren,
that was probably the best. That was probably the best save of the Fordham, the one from Ronaldo. Like that was a super save.
The best save of the week though was Alisson Becker. I don't know whether you've seen it off the deflection, full stretch into the top corner. Ball came in. I think it was either a free kick or a shot. Hit the defender on the shoulder. Becker was going the other way, settled himself. Ball was going into the top corner, and a full stretch put it away across.
Now you're telling me it's better than the Turkish lad?
Wait, you see. Well, I am talking now. Now think about this. We're talking full stretch Alisson Becker. Wait till you see the save. It's like everything paused in the stadium, and he just went across the goal. It was unbelievable. Yeah, Stephen. Well, I paid for them to be in protectors, but if they weren't in protectors, they would have been squashed because they only threw in a couple of lousy sheets of scrunched up paper.
That's right,
Stephen. They're desperate.
And you know,
and they shipped them in such a big box as well, so they're just all playing volleyball.
So they rattle around the place.
Yeah. The devil
is returned. Say about the packing there? Go back.
Yeah, he said the packing is lousy. They only put in a couple of pieces of crunched up paper. There was another one.
What was the other one? There was another one come up there. Are you hiding
on here?
100%.
Their packing is
100%, Stephen. That's right. Was this against Colombia?
Could have been, yeah.
That's from the other night, yeah.
Yeah, wait you see. It's a deflection right up into the corner, and he goes full stretch around it.
Not getting that in here. Still not getting that in here. Go on, keep going. I'll keep searching.
Well, yeah, no bother.
You'll find it.
Aces, the devil has returned, thanks God. Can't wait for Osprey all in at Wembley. There we go. Stephen's talking about the packaging. Right, let's talk about... I have to say as well, in that Austria-Turkey game as well, I thought Austria played really well as well. They just lacked a little bit of... they were kind of a little bit slow. I think they thought they had the whole night to get it sorted.
It's a great save, but it's not better than the Turkish lad. It's not better than the Turkish lad. The distance between where the ball is kicked, where the deflection is, and where the keeper is makes it much easier. Like, your man heads that ball from 6 yards and it bounces in the 6-yard box. So the reaction time is just, it's in your boots. Like, do you know what I mean? The Becker save is a great save, but well, we can't take away from this Turkish lad now. That's a good save. It's a real good save.
Absolutely. But just to see Alisson Becker at full stretch in the size.
You have a love him with Alisson. That's all that's wrong with you.
Oh, Jesus. Man, I tell you.
He's no David De Gea.
If I was that way inclined, the poster beyond the wall. If I was that way inclined, the poster beyond the wall. Argentina versus Ecuador tonight. Don't see me staying up for that. Right, well, we get into the quarterfinals and talk about where we see them going. Let's talk. So we kick off. We've got a great day tomorrow, haven't we? What a day of football.
Yeah, it's the better of the 2 days, isn't it, really?
Yeah, so we start off Spain and Germany.
I suppose my head here is saying Spain. Having watched Spain the last couple of games, you know, obviously Rodri as your anchor there in midfield, Pedri and stuff like that floating about the midfield, and then you've the likes of Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal. Like, Spain are going to be really, really tough to beat. My only issue is it's Germany and they're on home soil. And they're not a bad team. And I feel like we'll see a better performance from Germany when somebody comes out and tries to play a bit of football against them. Because I think up till now, most teams have kind of sat back a little bit and made Germany do a lot of the running and a lot of the hard work. And we know it's tougher for teams to break teams down when they like that, when they sit behind the ball. I think this could be a good game. And I think we could end up seeing this go the distance. And I think if it goes all the way to the end and it's penalties, I couldn't back against Manuel Neuer because I just think his presence on its own is next level, you know. I think Germany have to get that far.
We're going to be talking about Manuel Neuer later.
Are we?
Interesting news coming out about Manuel Neuer, yeah.
Right.
So we'll talk about that. I think is one of the English referees, it's one of the Premier League referees on this game.
No idea.
I know.
But that's one way to rule.
I know Anthony Taylor has one and Michael Oliver has one as well.
Right.
So 2 of them.
And neither of them have the England game. So
I think one of them definitely has this one. Acers reckons England will make the final only to be humiliation.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them. Anthony Taylor is doing Spain and Germany.
There you go. And I think, is Oliver doing Portugal and France?
Oliver's doing Portugal and France, yeah.
There you go. So we got a full complement of English refs tomorrow as well. So there you go.
So any refereeing decisions that are subpar, shall we say, and not in that good golf way, it'll be back to throwing darts at the Premier League referees again.
Yeah, Spain will be getting plenty of decisions, and so will Portugal. France and Germany won't.
Yeah.
There we go. So obvious as it is.
The holiday destinations.
There you go. Who you going with on that one? Spain and Germany?
I think it could go all the way to penalties, and I think if it does, I'm coming back against Germany just because of Neuer.
Interesting.
I think if anyone's going to win the game in extra time or in normal time, it'll be Spain. I think Spain are a better side at the minute. But I think Germany will be resilient. And I think we could see it go a long way tomorrow night. I really do.
Yeah, you probably won't get one, Stephen, now, if that's the case. Unless
if it's at your door, Stephen, you're not getting one.
No, do you know something? You can get retro ones from FedEx.
Right.
Yeah, FedEx can throw you an invoice a month or two after. Little curveball. So if you went with FedEx Priority or anything like that and it was a FedEx delivery, you could still see one. But hopefully you got away with it. That's the main thing. I'm going to go with Spain on this one because I have a feeling it's going to be quite of an upset Friday. So I'm going with Spain and I'm going with Portugal.
I don't think Spain will be the upset, would it?
Germany on home soil, expectation.
Yeah, but Spain have been electric. Do you know what I
They
mean?
have
And
been. They
Germany
have been
have,
very good.
yeah, and Germany haven't been electric. They've been fine, but they haven't
Bar
been
the
amazing, you
first
know.
game. Bar the first game.
Mm-hmm.
I find with Germany that they've created a lot. They just haven't finished a lot, but they've created a lot of chances. What do you got?
I would say their use of the ball at times isn't great in the final third. But I completely disagree with Julian Nagelsmann. I don't know how the boy Nicholas Füllkrug isn't starting the games. They look so much more of a threat when he's on the pitch compared to Havertz. And I just think like you're trying to keep your team in the game until you lift Füllkrug from the bench. And if you're a goal down, then he's only getting you back into it. Whereas if you were level, you might have a chance that he might put you ahead and you could defend something. In the bottom game, I think France have been poor, man. I really do.
Yeah. Disappointing, haven't they? Disappointing.
But in saying that, if I look at Portugal the other night, they also weren't great. I think the best thing that could happen for Portugal would be Ronaldo pulls a hammy in the warm up. Because it's looking exactly like what it looked like at United, which was 10 lads running around putting in a lot of effort and one guy just waiting till the ball comes to his feet and he's trying anything and everything, taking pop shots from here, there and everywhere, rider overs, free kicks, penalties, corners, everything. I'm on it like he's like a kid in a schoolyard. And how they put up with it, how Roberto Martinez allows him that kind of a free reign is beyond me. And I think it'll be their downfall.
Because
Not
Ronaldo,
maybe.
let's be honest here, Ronaldo really manages the side. Let's be
Well,
honest.
and that's not right.
No,
That's not
no,
right.
absolutely not. But I mean,
it's not right
that's
at all.
the
And
reality.
I mean, obviously Portugal can't ship them out the way United did, but it would be the best thing for them. It would absolutely be the best thing for them, and they would look a much better team. I think, like we spoke about, when he was at Old Trafford, he stifles Bruno Fernandes something terrible. Something terrible. You miss Fernandez's quality from free kicks and from corners and from outside the box where he would usually pick up and maybe get a shot off or scheme and put a little ball in somewhere. He can't do it because it's occupied by Ronaldo. And I think to get the best out of Bruno Fernandes, who right now for me is a far superior player to Ronaldo, I think you've got to lift Ronaldo out of there. I think you have to.
Yeah, I think the problem you have is one. I suppose Bruno should be taking the penalties as well. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
But I think do you know where I think the problem is as well. I think when you have a guy like Ronaldo on the pitch, there's a kind of a onus on you to find him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So when you look at Bruno all the time, even when he cuts in from the right into the left,
yeah,
he's still, even when he's kind of central, he's still trying to find Ronaldo, and it's
well.
quite
He knows
congested.
if he lets one go, and it doesn't end up going in or whatever, he's gonna listen to this other fucking, mouthpiece
tearing
beside
the
him.
ear of him. Yeah.
Right. Whereas at Old Trafford, someone will go, next time, Bruno, we know you're gonna do it, pal, because you're our guy. So yeah, I think the best thing that could happen in Portugal is they could lose Ronaldo, but I don't see Martinez having the cojones for that. I think that's way too big of a step for him.
Although the Ronaldo Mbappe narrative is it's interesting, isn't it? So you got Ronaldo here at towards the end of his career, as they say. You have Mbappe here really just embarking on it, really, you know what I mean? And it's that narrative. And it's interesting in the top game as well. You have a lot of really good players there in Germany coming to an end or in the twilight of their career, if you like. And then you've got Spain, such a youthful side in there as well. The Nico Williams of this world.
Yeah, Spain really have a lot going on there that, for the next number of years, they could be a huge team. Your Gavis and your Pedris, and your Nico Williams and your Lamine Yamal. And then at the back, obviously, the boy Pau Kubarsi didn't even make the squad. And I mean, he's phenomenal. And there's a lot of talent there. A lot of talent. Grimaldo on the left-hand side, when he gets a spin, there's so much talent in that Spain squad. Really is.
You could be looking at that Spain squad looking over the next 4 tournaments.
You could be looking at the Euros in 4 years with that Spain squad and saying, now's our chance. We're nailed on for this,
Yeah. Absolutely. Other side of the draw, what are you thinking? Are you going with the Dutch? Dutch
I'll go with
finding
the
that feet?
Dutch. Yeah. I actually think UEFA have tilted the table there a little bit. I think I think Turkey were going to be decent value going into the game, but I think with Demiral gone, I think that's huge. I think that's really huge. I thought the Dutch were much better against Romania, especially in the second half. It was a lot more expansive. I thought Malin did well when he came on and stuff like that.
Really
So
impressive the other night.
really impressive. Yeah. I'll go the Dutch. I'll go Portugal. I'll go Germany after penalties, and I'm going England.
Interesting.
Again,
Interesting.
England is going to be late in the day. England won't end after 90 minutes for my money. I think it'll be extra time, and it may well be penalties. But I think we're going to see Germany and England, Holland and France. Germany and Portugal, Holland and England.
Interesting. Good show. Good show. I think we're about the same. I haven't detailed it down into panels or anything like that, but I think we're about pretty much same the picks. Portugal over France, Spain over Germany, the Dutch over Turkey, and England over Switzerland. Interesting. Jack is in. Any plans for the weekend? Jack, I am heading over to London with Ben. I'm going to Wembley on Sunday night. We're going to see ACDC. It was Ben's 21st, so I sort of treat him. So we're going over to do that. We're going to have a great weekend in London.
I'm off Saturday, but on Sunday, I'm playing in a tennis tournament.
Nice.
Which I don't need to be doing on a Sunday at my age, you know what I mean? But I signed up for it, and I got to play a bit of doubles on Sunday. We have the first round of the Ratout Open, and we drew two other lads from our own club, so it's not ideal because it means two of the four of us are leaving after Sunday, but so is and all that, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think Dutch England semi final, that's spot on. Big up to Jack as well. Right, let's talk. Let's have a quick chat about Man United. Ten Hag signs his new contract. Dan Ashworth goes into the sea finally, as we expected. But a lot to talk about on this contract. Basically, the news coming out today or yesterday was that it's the exact same contract, including the veto, and there's no change, just the extension.
So they've just triggered the option. That's all it is.
They've literally triggered the option. There's no change. He's retained the veto, and also he's retained the manager's title, not head coach.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I think if the contract was already in place, it's got to be much easier to extend the current contract than open Pandora's box and start to change part of the contract. You know what I mean? I think it would be very different if he was a new manager and he was named first team manager, and if he was given the veto and stuff like that. I expect them to go in the next coach's contract. But I think the power in this was probably on his side with how negotiations would have gone for them and how dragged out and stuff like that it was. And I'm not overly surprised at it. Again, they've just triggered and that keeps him in the hot seat for now, you know.
Interesting. How do you feel about the veto? Because obviously the veto going into the conversation was a big thing. How do you see that kind of playing out? Because you know this thing where they're going to come up with three names.
Yeah.
You know, he's obviously going to pick a name from the three. If they can't get that one, they move on to the second choice or the third choice. What happens if they move on to the third choice and he goes, nah?
I don't think it'll get that far. I think he would bring that up initially and he would say, I don't like number three, lads. Maybe search for another number three, so that when we get that far along the road, I'm not then pulling the trigger and going, whoa. Do you know what I mean? I think logic would dictate that. And you would say, okay, I don't like this guy. Can you give me two more options and I'll pick one of them? And then you can go 1, 2, 3, and I'm happy with any of them. so that guys aren't working on, like, there's no point in lads going to work on getting this number 3 target at the last minute for the manager to go, no, thank you. That makes no sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just got rid of Chelsea in there out of the chat, folks. We don't need Chelsea people coming in talking about victims and stuff like that. Not what we do around here. Daz says he's going away 2 weeks tomorrow till Monday, Isle of Man. Very nice, Daz. Enjoy it. Have
Lovely.
a good time. Is Vito going to be wearing the dress?
He might be.
That is the question, Morris.
Good
Big up,
evening, Morris.
Raya did sign. He signed today on
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Absolutely.
27 million?
Yeah, not bad business. Not bad business.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Let's talk about this then. Let's talk about the cuts and all that kind of stuff that came through yesterday and stuff like that, and get your feeling on that. And obviously, we're sensitive to this as well. We know that there's obviously a bloated staff there. It was well known for a long time. But listen, we're always conscious of people losing their jobs as well, and people who may have mortgages and bills and all that kind of stuff as well.
So, yeah, well, it is redundancy, so they will be compensated, let's say. I think this is something I would have expected, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. As you said, we've got to be very sensitive when you're speaking about people's jobs and stuff like that. But like the workforce was massively bloated. I know I put the numbers into the group yesterday. Like, we're the only top club in the country that had 4 figures of staff. Everybody else at 3. So straight away, you're at a disadvantage. We know there's a lot of stuff that haven't been running as efficiently as they can. A lot of sections of the club. And again, that's something that would have been looked at by Ineos and stuff like that. So while it's I think things need to be streamlined. I find sometimes, especially when you're in big organizations, this guy can report to this guy, and this guy reports to this guy, and he reports to him, and he reports to, okay, why can't this guy and that guy have the conversation? Why do we need all these guys in between to then also give their opinions and maybe muddy or cloudy the waters? Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes it's easier to have a shorter route to that conversation and get that bridge crossed sooner rather than later. Yeah.
It's always a tough one as well, and I think a lot of it, I heard some of the rumblings coming out was surrounding a lot of staff that were working from home, and they were asked to come back in, report back in, and start working from the offices again, and some of them didn't want to do it and stuff like that, and there was a bit of uproar about it, a bit of union unrest and all that kind of stuff, which I'm sure wouldn't have sat well with Ineos. Looking for a fair day's work for a fair day's pay and all that kind of stuff. And all,
absolutely.
But we don't know the full detail of it and stuff like that.
No, absolutely not. No, I think the only thing we know is the workforce was probably, 20% bigger than it needed to be. And that's the lads then trying to rectify things,
Yeah, and you're probably, do you know what it is? You're probably carrying a workforce that was built up over a time where you were super successful.
Yes.
And obviously that has to align as well at some stage as well as you rebuild and move forward.
And also, you may have been working with a staff that, technology has now taken a huge portion of maybe what those people do, which is the same in a lot of businesses. So all of a sudden, I don't need 10 guys to do that. I can get away with 5 because the computer does the other half of it. Or, you know what I mean? Now, listen, what I can tell you from dealing with them quite regularly with season tickets and stuff like that, they're not good to deal with. And I've mentioned this to you before. They're extremely poor to deal with. When you have issues with things, you go to them with your issue and they go, sorry, nothing we can do. And you're like, what do you mean there's nothing you can do? And they literally just, sorry, nothing we can do. Computer says no, shutter's closed, and you're like, you're not getting me here. You're not fixing me. There's no empathy. Nobody's trying to make the situation better. This is
quick chat GPT kind of thing.
Well, it's what the problem is? It's the waiting list. because they know if I decide that I'm not going to take up the offer on my season tickets,
Do
the guy behind me will.
you know the other thing as well that it can be as well, and you find this in a lot of organisations with bloated staff as well. The likelihood of you were pointed in a direction of a number or an email or whatever it is, and more often than not, you will find that that email or that phone call is going through to someone who's been put in that position but can't answer you, doesn't have the answers, doesn't have the authority, doesn't have the way of fixing stuff. And it's typical in a bloated organization that that's what happens, you know. More often than not, you'll get through to the
and
wrong
it's poor, like, because as a season ticket holder, you know, I pay a premium for those tickets, but you are not viewed that way. You are not viewed as somebody who is keeping the business going with your support, which I find incredible, really incredible. You know,
and especially over the last decade, where it hasn't been great
I've got my
either,
season
like, you know?
tickets 10 years now.
Mm.
So for 10 years, I've coughed up, you know, somewhere between 10 and 15,000 for tickets.
And have been enduring tough times.
Right. And I'm
Hasn't
still
been pretty.
told when I make a call, sorry, talk to the hand. Fucking hell, lads, this is...
Yeah. Morris still waiting on a striker, 3 years nearly.
The only thing I will say is, and this is obviously with reference to Morris, I spent 10 to 15 grand on my season tickets over 10 years. It cost you one season that at Arsenal.
Yeah, it's big bucks, isn't it? It's big bucks. We seen it when we went over ourselves, the cost of tickets and stuff like that.
Morris and the Arsenal boys are getting saddled.
Success. Wow. A little bit of success can do that, can't they? Not necessarily a trophy. No, but not necessarily trophy, but as in profile, as in Champions League, as in, you know, can lift that.
I was like, success, they'd love some. They haven't had any and they're still getting saddled.
Yeah,
Jesus
absolutely.
Christ.
Nice stadium, though.
Lovely stadium.
They're not getting free bottles of Lynx on the way in and free showers. You know, it is a nice stadium. You know, someone's got to pick up the tab. Jack's in. I hope Nunes brings the dreads back to Liverpool. I wish he'd just bring back his boots and his scarf.
I hope he doesn't, Jack, because culturally appropriately, from cultural appropriation, I think no white man should have dreads. Just saying.
Quick question for you. Acer, Southgate United manager before New Year. Did I not read tonight Southgate has signed 2 years to bring him up to the World Cup? Did I not see that this evening?
I have no idea.
Check that there for me. Check that there for me on Sky Sports. I thought I seen it earlier. Sky Sports breaking news that Southgate had extended for 2 years, bringing him up to the World Cup. Correct me if I'm wrong or right there.
At the minute, you're wrong. I can't see it. Now, what I'm going to go in, there is something about Southgate, but it's Southgate set to radically change England plans for a quarter-final.
Nah, I've seen that.
There is nothing directly linked to Southgate and his time at England, because I think that'd be pretty high up on the list.
I thought I seen it earlier.
No, you definitely haven't got it on Sky Sports anyway. Now, there is some really nice pieces of news on Sky Sports, by the way. Really nice. I'm sure a lot of them we're going to talk about. So I'll stay stay stum for now, as they say.
There, top of Twitter there. Sky. Oh, Twitter. It's slow sports news. I got caught again. I hate getting caught by those guys. Bastards. Morris, enjoy ACDC Niall. I'll be at Croker next month. Class live. Yeah, I can't wait to see them. Just share the moment with Ben as well. I take Tony or Watkins any day of the week. Absolutely.
I think there's Joanne, a lot of teams. Hey, Joanne. I think there's a lot of teams that would take Tony or Watkins, isn't there?
Need some Brazilian tunes on here to bring some Brazilian vibes.
Do you know what he really needs? Do you know what Jack really needs? Tell him what I take, do you?
The
yerba.
Yeah.
Need that good South American tea. I use a Brazilian one myself, Jack. You need a good yerba and some mate is what it's called. It's Brazilian tea. Very good for you, Jack. Very, very good for you, pal.
Morris looking for your tickets, March the 8th.
Might need a lend of those seasons, March the 8th, or maybe you can hook me up with some tickets. For who's March the 8th to be playing Arsenal?
Must be
It's
at
hardly
home,
Arsenal, is it? I have
Must be.
the list done up because I'm sorting tickets at the minute, but I don't think it'd be Arsenal, would it?
Joanna's saying,
December,
bloody hell,
January,
you could
February,
have done a
March.
lot.
Oh, it is March. We've Arsenal.
You could have done a lot with that 15 grand instead of a ticket.
Joanne, I can't lie. It's the best money I've ever spent. I absolutely love it. I just love it. I get great time. I used to go over with my dad, and now I go with my two boys and stuff like that. And it's fucking amazing. It really is.
It's not always about the winning.
No, it's sure not.
Morris, you're absolutely correct. I should have said Arsenal back in the conversation at the top.
Yeah.
That's what I really should have
Now,
said.
Morris could be a
I
happy camper with a piece of the. Morris could be a happy camper with a piece of the news on Sky Sports there.
Is that one defender that you were saying last season?
Yeah, the boy Calafiori at Bologna. This would be big for Arsenal.
It would, except for the other
very
news
good
today.
footballer.
Did you see the other news today?
No.
Apparently, William Saliba linked with a move to Real Madrid.
Oh, that's been on the cards a little bit, though, hasn't it?
I don't know. I haven't followed it.
Arsenal aren't going to sell William Saliba right now. It's too early. It's too early.
Yeah, no joke. Slow
There
sports. Yeah, I got caught with it. Could be a France-England final. Could. You were saying, Darren, that they could shithouse their way all to the final.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Jack's on it.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. Edu already spent transfer budget at Royal Ascot and buying a horse for Win the Dog. Memories are worth that money. Can't beat the footy feeling, can you, lads? Go on the game. I feel it even at Tranmere as well as Liverpool.
100%, Jack. 100%. Couldn't agree more, pal.
Let's talk about this news came out today. Leicester looks like they were unsuccessful with their appeal and the points deduction, the PSR stuff. But they're going to appeal the appeal, apparently, and see how that goes. I think this is tough on them, really. I think you're going back over 2 years now. They did have a transfer. They had a transfer block, didn't they? As far as I know, that came out of some stuff and all. And I don't know. Is this tough on them? What you thinking on it? Coming back up into the Premier League, getting promoted.
Why are they different than anyone else? Because we like them?
No,
because their owner died in a helicopter crash?
No, not because of that.
They're the same as Everton, the same as Forest, the same as City, the same as Man United. You step out of the lines, smack in the hand. The lines and the rules are there. Just fucking stick to them, lads. Like, you've got to be learning a lesson by now. I like Leicester as a club. We spoke about that. But I just think if you can't live within the realms, you're wasting your time, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? I really do. So they're not getting any sympathy from me.
Yeah, I seen Tony Bloom coming out today as well, talking about like clubs just need to get their act together now. All this points deduction thing is farce and just get it done, And
that's it.
Sort yourselves out.
Just sell your hotels and fucking get on with it.
Joanne, worth a little flutter on being France-England final.
I think
not based on our picks.
Yeah, well, not even that. It was one of the tips I gave at the start of the competition, Joanne.
Yeah.
Because we did our beat the bookie at the start of the competition, and I'm pretty sure I recall all three of my bets being 12-1, and one of them was for a France-England final. So if it was 12-1 at the start of the competition, you're not getting much better than that now, really. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, not right now, I don't think.
Johan says Jack first. What do you think of this? If you had a choice, Liverpool, if they had a choice, Nico Williams or Anthony Gordon, who would you
Um,
go for? Who are you picking?
I think the boy Nico Williams is a super footballer. I think he's a really, really good footballer. He's so direct and stuff like that. You know, he's been unbelievable. He's been one of the players of the tournament for me. Um, but it doesn't always translate. You know, as we've seen, we've waxed lyrical about players over the years, and they come into the league. I had this conversation with someone the other day. He said, a guy, Gary, he goes out with my niece, and we were talking about footballers and how easy it is. I said, you know, like De Ligt coming to United, you don't know if it works out. You just don't. I said, like, anyone coming from that Dutch division has a huge question mark on them now. I said, look at Donny van de Beek. He said, I reckon they should do university studies on what happened to him when he came to United. He said, because he fell off the edge of a cliff. And I said, yeah, but look, there's been other footballers that have come from Dutch football with the same kind of reputation or better. Like Mattea Kesman was one of the best, most sought after strikers in European football at PSV Eindhoven. He was a goal machine. He came to Chelsea and he looked like Sunday fucking league. And it just doesn't always translate. And we know the physicality, the Premier League, we know the pressure with the money and stuff like that, the change in the culture and the speed and play of the game makes it the toughest league to play in, you know, because it's high speed like that, because everything has to be quick like that. And you know, too many touches and you're dead in the water. So while I love the boy Williams, I think it's a massive advantage for me if I'm Liverpool and I'm looking at it and I'm like, Anthony Gordon does this week to week in the league. He already does. There are guarantees with Anthony Gordon that you don't necessarily get with the boy Nico Williams. And I think if I'm going to outlay a similar amount of money on both of them, I'll take the guarantee over the ability all day long.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's where my head is kind of with it as well. I like Nico. Look, I'm not going to be upset at either, but
Not at all.
as you said, I look at Nico Williams and there's a huge amount of skill there. Very, very intelligent for his age and all that kind of stuff. But just I'd have a little bit of reservations over his physicality in the Premier League. He tends to look a little bit light. That's all. But listen, it's neither here nor there. That can be worked on. Yeah, we seen pictures of Mesut Ozil the other day, looking
That's
like
right,
Arnie and Commando, basically. So these things can be rectified. Joanna's waiting to see what idiot wins the election over there in the UK.
Jesus.
Arsenal will probably sell Saliba. They sell quality players and hang on to their garbage. Why I'm saying France England final is because a very good, well-known psychic medium said he can see a France England final. He's normally right. Not a bad show.
Is there any chance we could get him to give lotto numbers now?
Yeah, a lot of numbers would be nice, or Euro Millions would be even better. Player of the tournament so far for me, either Gakpo or Williams. I think Gakpo's having a good tournament.
Gakpo is now. I think at times he's been a little bit lucky, Gakpo. Like if we look at the goal the other day against Romania, that's a goal the goalkeeper should save. Now, that's not on Cody Gakpo. Because, I mean, he's done everything you want him to do. He's chopped inside, he's got the ball on his right foot, and he's let one go. But I'm really, like we spoke about this downstairs, because obviously Rosanna's brother's a Liverpool fan, and I said, Gakpo scored a good goal. I said, the keeper should have saved the bloody blah. And he's saying, he goes, yeah, it's a bit far from the keeper. I said, well, listen, if Brody can save that on a Sunday, he's getting tied to the back of the car and dragged home. I said, let alone at the fucking Euros. So, you know what I mean? That's under nines, like.
Yeah, Morris is looking for a swap deal with you. Reece Nelson for Scott McTominay. Can't see that happening.
More chance of being Trevor fucking Nelson, I would have said.
Yeah.
A few tunes for the dressing room.
Jack, quite surprised Real Madrid ain't interested in signing Nico Williams. Real Madrid are interested in signing everyone, but
Real Madrid aren't interested in Nico Williams because they've got fucking Vinny Jr. and Kylian Mbappe who can play on the left as well. So Nico Williams is way down there pecking order at the minute.
They've got it locked down. Morris, can't wait for Chelsea this season. It's going to be interesting. Me and Darren
I think a lot rests on what Chelsea do in the market. You know, because I think if Chelsea have a good window, I think they put themselves right back in the conversation for, you know, the likes of Champions League spots. I personally do.
I don't know if anyone cut the boys off Never a Foul today, but they were talking about Dewsbury Hall and they were talking about it being a wedding venue. It was brilliant.
I was wondering
Absolutely.
where you were getting this from earlier on. I was like, where is he
Yeah,
coming up
yeah.
with this stuff, or what's happening here?
You were impressed, right? Yeah, you had the quotes in there.
Was this a
as well.
season of Bridgerton or something? Was that what's going on?
Yeah, yeah. The other lad said, yeah, he's like something from Bridgerton season 3.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Very, very good. Really enjoyed it. Hope Labour wins the election. Don't think you're in the same boat as us. It's like he did say he can see England bringing it home. Darren said,
and his media was sponsored by Paddy Power.
There you go. The question is, what can they do in the market with FFP?
That's it. Well, their year end has been done in June, hasn't it? So it would be a new year. So they will have space in their cap or in their FFP for now.
Yeah, they can. What they do is they go into the 30th of June at that store, and the 1st of July the market just opens and the gates open again, and everyone just starts signing players and all. It's been very interesting. It's the signings so far have mainly been around directors of football and all that kind of thing, and sporting directors have been quite interesting. News today: Paul Mitchell appointed Newcastle sporting director.
Yeah,
Which thoughts?
Great move for Newcastle. Great move.
Good.
Am I a little bit surprised that Mitchell has signed up? And a little bit. You know, I know he's turned down some high profile roles. But great, it's a great coup for Newcastle. Losing Ashworth is you know, it's not what they would have wanted, but to be able to replace him with Mitchell it's not a huge step. And again, FFP there was a box ticked in the FFP exercise as well. So, you know, I don't think Newcastle are going to be too far away from where they'd want to be comes August, you know.
Yeah, Newcastle obviously got 10 million, I think it was, for Ashworth in the end.
Yeah.
Was Paul Mitchell in a job at the moment, or was he free?
He was free.
He was available, wasn't he? So
he was available. He was available, but he has turned down positions.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. They want 50 million for Eddie Nketiah. Yeah, Eddie Nketiah is going to become Arsenal's Wilfred Zaha. He's just going to hang around. He's going to be linked with moves away. They're going to overprice him.
In fairness, that's really harsh on Wilfred Zaha, who's a baller.
I don't mean in terms of quality. I mean in terms of
that's you didn't. That wasn't a great comparison. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I'm thinking in terms of hanging on.
I think if Eddie Nketiah was putting in, half the performances that fucking Wilfred Zaha used to put in, Arsenal wouldn't be looking to sell him at all.
Fridge Freezer Maguire going back to Leicester.
Hopefully.
And Jack is in. Tranmere are good with these pre-season prices. I'm going with my mates to Blackpool and Wigan at home, and the tickets for under 16s are £2. £2. So I'm happy like that. Should be robbery for that.
That's
cheap.
Awesome.
That's great.
That's what they should be doing. You know, 100%. That's what they should be doing.
Liam Cooper linked to United today. Eddie Nketiah couldn't lace Zaha's dreadlocks.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Eddie Ketamini should be called.
Yeah, absolutely. What did I want to talk about? What was the one? Neuer has been talking, and he says apparently he's open for a move to the MLS.
Right.
That's all I wanted to bring up from earlier in the show.
Looking for the warm weather and the wedge.
Is it time for him to move on, or has he still plenty to prove?
Oh, God, no.
Still a very good keeper, isn't he?
He is, but I'm fine with him walking away, you know. I think, obviously, internationally, he'd open the door for a Marc-Andre ter Stegen and stuff like that. And I don't think Bayern, Bayern could, you know, have anything to say about the service he's given them over the last number of years. So yeah, I think, listen, if that's what he's looking to do, all the best to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Eddie Murphy, Beverly Hills Flop Part 4.
We're gonna find out later, Morris. I'll tell you tomorrow. I'll text you.
Careful now, Acers, with the comments. We might have to put you on the naughty step. Careful.
What's he said now?
Careful. I'm not going to be bringing it up.
Right.
Not
Okay.
going to be
That's
bringing
good.
it up. But careful, you don't want to time you out again.
Was
Talk
it
to me
about
this.
you or me? Do we need to be taking a trip to Bray or anything? Like,
Nah, it was about a silly word that shouldn't be used at this level.
slap the big dopey head off
That's
him.
it. Calafiori, you got the pleasure of watching him this last season. Now
Phenomenal.
in talks with Arsenal.
Yeah, he's tops. He's a top footballer. Really, really good footballer, this kid. I mean, I think even so far, Italy are obviously on the plane home, but I mean, in the games we saw, he was Italy's best player by a country mile. That's nothing to put on your CV. However, he's a top footballer, this kid, and he could go a long way. I think Arsenal are very, very clever to be trying to get the jump on a lot of teams here. Very, very clever for me. I think Juve were heavily, heavily linked with this kid. But the issue is with the work Juve are doing to the squad and to the midfield in particular, with Douglas Luiz, with Kefram Turam, and with possibly the boy Coop Miners. I think they'll be pretty close to running out of do-re-mi for anywhere else in the squad. I think anything else will be done will have to be, using players as part exchange and stuff like that. And Bologna will only want cash out of this. Move.
Not to mention Juve's biggest signing of the summer so far. Probably Alicia Lehman.
Well. We're all partial to a little bit of Alicia Lehman, aren't we?
We are indeed. Is it, question for you, is it where Arsenal, not necessarily, like the deal is a good deal, he's a good player, it's good business if it happens. Yeah. Is it where they should be spending their money? There's the question for you. What do you think? And Morris, you can let me know as well what you think.
The obvious answer is no. I don't think you're going to see Yuri and Timber play left back. I don't think you'll see him play there at all. I think at Ajax he played right back and he played centre back, but he didn't ever play left back. Again, you've obviously got Ben White on that right hand side, who for me, like, he was just superb this season. He was phenomenal. It'll be interesting to see if he can reach them levels again, or whether it's, I've done it once kind of thing. I think Saliba and Gabriel, again, were super. I think Timber will come back in. I think on the left-hand side, they have a bit of an issue. Obviously, Zinchenko. You've got Kieran Tierney coming back after the loan. He won't play. He'll be sold more than likely. And then you've got the boy, Jakub Kivior, who played quite a bit there at left back in the back end of the season. I think Calafiori is a super player. Would I, if I was Arsenal, be spending 50 million on a centre-back? No. But last summer, I wouldn't have been signing David Raya either. So, maybe there's some truth in getting the boy Calafiori in because Saliba might be getting a little bit closer to the door. Or maybe they're getting the boy Calafiori in because, they're going to have the best part of probably 50 to 55 games this season. And they want to know that they have certain robustness in that back line, because it was one of their major selling points this season as a football team, Arsenal, was how good they were at the back. And it's a bit of a drop-off if you take out some of those lads. If you take out a Gabriel and a Saliba, they barely got injured between the pair of them this season.
Exactly, yeah.
Again, the likelihood is that won't happen next year. When it does, they want to have somebody who can step into the breach and keep them at that kind of level,
And chipped in heavily on the goal scene as well, and the assists.
They sure did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I can't see Timber at left back either. Sure, that's going to be nailed.
I don't see Timber at left back.
Saka will nail that down, won't he? So surely Mikel Arteta is looking at Saka at the Euros at the moment, thinking,
is he going to end up playing as a left wing back for England?
Can you imagine?
I think he might.
It could happen, couldn't it?
I absolutely think it's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
I absolutely think it's going to happen.
No, when I go to the first pre-season game, I will try to send you some videos and pictures. Yeah, that'd be cool, Jack. Yeah, absolutely. Have a look. I actually had a look. I meant to talk to you after last week's show.
Seen that.
I had a look. I had a look at the Tranmere jersey. It's not too bad. I like that
Garbage.
old school polo. No, you don't like
It's a
it, no?
polo shirt. It's a polo shirt made of shitty material.
Yeah. What's the other one I wanted to ask you about? Matthias de Ligt. Talk to me. How do you feel about it? Can he regenerate that Ajax Matthias de Ligt that went missing at Juve and has kind of gone missing at Bayern Munich as well? Can Ten Hag get him back there again at Man United?
Yeah, look, I don't think he's fallen off a cliff, at Juve or at Bayern, and he's had good spells. The problem is he hasn't had the level of consistency that he did at Ajax for two main reasons. Hey, number one, he hasn't had the game time. So to build yourself that profile is very difficult when you don't have that run in the team. And the second issue is he's picked up injuries. And that for me is my biggest worry. We obviously spoke about Rafael Varane and him being let go and stuff like that. No renewal of the deal. One of the reasons Varane was let go was he wasn't robust enough for the Premier League. Now, if I say that on one hand, and on the other hand, I bring in Matthias de Ligt and it doesn't go very well on the injury front, I'm looking going, why did we spend money here when the differential between the two of them, from a wage point of view, might be 60 grand. 60 grand a week. If Varane was 250 and de Ligt is 190, 60 grand with no transfer fee means keep Varane. Unless you go for somebody who is going to play every single game, why make the change? I don't think de Ligt guarantees you, 50 games a season. And I think that's what we want at United.
Did I read the other day as well that he's had? Am I talking about the same player here, de Ligt? Has he had a couple of inner knee issues?
He's had an anterior issue with the knee. Yeah. It hasn't. It wasn't massive. It wasn't massive, to be honest with you. Like there's lads going around with way worse. But it's not necessarily the length of the bigger injuries. It's the whole thing of the recurrence. 7 days, 10 days, recurrence. 6 days.
Yeah. So you're missing 3. You could be missing 3 or 4 games a month, as opposed to missing 3 months. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Like, why am I? I don't. And I just think, and I spoke about this with somebody yesterday. I think if one of the reasons United are going for Matthias de Ligt is a financial reason, that the de Ligt deal is going to be done at, let's say, 45, and Everton wants 65 for Jared Brantwaite. If the differential is 20 million, de Ligt is 5 years older than Brantwaite. If you balance that out, it's 4 million a year. If Brantwaite comes to United and in 5 years he's still there at 24, what will his value be? So I feel like United would be better off playing the long game there slightly and saying this kid's 19. Yes, we're outlaying more initially.
Massive.
He's going to come in. He has a much higher ceiling. Plus, don't forget, he is not coming in anywhere near 190 grand a week. So you're also saving there. So if you're saving on the wages, and if you've got a guy who is 5 years younger, where's the issue here? Do you know? I don't.
Yeah, just the Ligt one for me is a kind of a weird one. I think could it work out well? It could. But if I have the option of the other one, and if I thought Everton might relent on the price a bit, as you said, I'd be playing that long game.
They will shift, and I think if they don't shift enough, you start to dangle certain carrots. A Victor Lindelof, you know what I mean? You dangle something as a go-between, as a make way, to try and get the deal done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting one because when I say
I did wonder when I seen it initially. I did wonder when I seen it initially. Was it United saying to Everton, "We've other options here. We're going to go and sit down and
Oh,
do this
okay.
deal with Bayern.
Mm,
And then Everton might come back and go, give us 55, and United will go, done.
yeah. Mm. Or the flip side of that for you, which will be positive as well, is if they hold fire and don't go with Broadway, then go with the lit and show that they're not going to be barrel bombed, that there's a huge change at the club in terms of approach is decent as well, isn't it?
It is, but it's not if you're cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Mm. But
You
at some
know,
time,
we still need
you have to
somebody
go.
to do a job.
Yeah, but at some stage you have to go. Enough is enough.
Absolutely.
Had 10 years of it.
Listen, and I know
You know what I mean?
I've spoken about that. I'm more than happy for them to go that way. Here's something I would say. If I look at, and we spoke about this guy as well quite a bit, another guy I'm a fucking huge fan of. Again, another guy I saw live and came back and raved to you about him. West Ham are paying 40 million for Max Kilman.
Seeing that.
He's
Seeing that.
English. He's an absolute fucking unit. He wins everything in the air. He plays game after game after game. He's quick and he's good with the ball at his feet. Do I take him before Matthias de Ligt? For me, I do.
We're a long time talking about that boy now, aren't we, on this podcast?
Yep.
I'm bigging him up as well and stuff like that.
Yep.
Does it sometimes perplex you the way it goes like that? That we're not doing those deals, either us or you.
Absolutely.
And
well,
like
is it a deal you would have done?
Would have thought so, yeah, absolutely. From what we see, and in terms of, you know what I mean, and especially for
at
us
Liverpool,
at the moment. Yeah, well, we're
with
looking for
Matip
one of those
stepping
guys.
out of the breach.
Yeah,
this is absolutely something you would have looked at, right?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
I think 40 million is a great deal for West Ham. I think they've. This is really good recruitment. I think Julian Lopetegui has a huge amount to do with it, but I think this is really, really good from West Ham going and getting pieces in the puzzle that they need.
And it's strange from our point of view as well, because we've been looking at Wolves, because we looked at Pedro Neto, we've been looking at the boy 8
You looked at fucking Gary O'Neill. So why wouldn't you have looked at,
Well, he was given an interview.
That's okay.
Listen,
there's nothing wrong with Gary O'Neill.
Listen, I was happy for him to get it. I was happy for him
absolutely,
to get it. Yeah. To get the interview now, sorry, don't.
100%. Well, look at the performances Wolves put in over the season.
Yeah.
With the level of player and investment that they have at the club. You give him a better profile of player, you give him more money to spend, you get better results. Gary O'Neill will be a coach somewhere, and he'll be a damn good one as well.
Two other bits of business at the moment. Sam Johnson linked with a move to Forest from
the Crystal Palace keeper.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, that'd be a good piece of business for Palace and for Forest, because I think Forest probably had Matt Sells on loan, and they're about to sell the boy Vlachodimos to Newcastle, if I'm right. He'll take Loris Karius's position, and Johnston will go and get game time at Forest, and Dean Henderson will come first choice at Palace. I think it's win-win all around for a lot of players.
Yeah. Archie Gray, Tottenham.
This kid is next fucking level. This kid is off the charts.
In fairness, he has good DNA got flowing through him, in fairness.
This kid's again, this is a kid I'm looking at and I'm going, I know there's not loads of players cross the divide, but if there's going to be one, I think I'd have looked at Archie Gray. I really do. This kid is box to box. He's high energy. He's physical. He sets a really good tempo. He can create. He can score. This is a kid that was running games in the championship. Now, again, the last time, and I have to say this very gently, the last time we saw a kid control games like that in the championship, it was Jude Bellingham.
There, that's a big
And
one, isn't it?
now you're seeing, and now
Fair play.
then you saw Archie Gray do it, and Spurs have decided we're going down that route. I think it's a really good piece of business from Spurs. I think when Brentford were on the cusp of it and Spurs knew what the level was, to nip in and go, that's the level, great, we're in, boom. It's really clever. He'll be phenomenal, and it's one of the positions at Spurs which needed attention.
Yeah, but Zuma hasn't hit his straps at all. Sure, he hasn't since he came in from Brighton, and he was supposed to be that box.
He's limited as to what he can do. He plays defensively. He's not going to create, and he's not necessarily the box to box. And this kid Gray is going to be next level.
Carry on, Niall. Just much a PE teacher. Yeah, and a good one at that. A good
really
one
good
at that. Labour cruising with these votes. Get in there. Dewsbury owns the championship.
I think I think he'll do really well at Chelsea, man. He's an upgrade on Conor Gallagher, I can tell you that. That's for sure.
Interesting.
He is an upgrade on Conor Gallagher. He doesn't run around like a headless chicken, and he can score and he can assist. He's a really, really tidy footballer at Dewsbury Hall. And Enzo Maresca knows exactly what he's getting. Clever move again. And chicken feed, 30 million, chicken feed.
Interesting. Those tickets, Morris Champion Travel and Marathon Sports Travel. It's
fucking horrific.
It's absolutely scandalous. Scandalous.
Yeah.
What's your lineup, Dazzler, if you was Southgate? Who are you picking?
I'll tell you very quickly because I've got 3% left on the iPad. I go Kyle Walker and Luke Shaw. I go Stones, and I go. Sorry, roll that back, roll VT. I go Shaw and Trippier, and I push Walker into centre back with Stones, the two City lads. I play Walker at right-sided centre back. I then go with Royce as the anchor.
Wait. Does that mean you're benching Bukayo Saka?
No. That's okay. Don't worry about that.
At left back.
Yeah, at left back. I'm going Royce in the hole. He's your defensive mid. I am going to give you something. I'm going to give you something if you just hang on a second now. I'm going Jude Bellingham as your A. Here's your golden nugget. You ready?
Clip it.
I'm playing Harry Kane as the 10. I'm playing Harry Kane as a 10, so he drops short. I'm playing Ollie Watkins up top, and I'm going with Gordon and Saka on the wings, and I'm dropping Phil Foden.
No Palmer?
Not yet. I think he's great from the bench at the minute. I think I'd keep him from the bench because I think you might need that. I think he'll give you a bigger pop from the bench than you'll get from Saka. Whereas I think with Saka, he does more defensively, and I think you'll get 60 to 70 minutes out of him, and then you throw in that pipe bomb that is Cole Palmer and let him do his thing.
We heard from Southgate that he's going to rip up the plan. Are we getting Saka at left back, and are we getting Cole Palmer at right forward?
The talk is he's going with 3 centre backs because he's suspended. And the talk is he's going 3 centre backs, which means he's going 5 in midfield because he's playing wing backs. That's why I think Saka will play left wing back, and he'll probably put Trippier right wing back. He'll go 3 in the middle, which will be Foden, Bellingham, and Royce or Mainu, and he'll go 2 up top with Tony and Kane probably. Big changes.
Interesting. Be interesting to see. Well, as always, great show. Really, really enjoyed it as always. We won't have a show, folks, on Monday.
Don't tell anyone, but it was the best hour and 24 minutes of my week.
There you go. What more can I say? But folks, we won't have a show on Monday. Monday's show will be getting bumped to Tuesday because I won't be here. I won't be back till about 9 o'clock from the flights. So Tuesday we will have the show with Mark. Wednesday, Pro Wrestling Weekly back with a review of Money in the Bank. And Thursday, I'll be back on your screens with Dazzler as usual. So there we go. Yeah, there was no real bets. I did pick out one, Daz, which was basically... I picked out Spain, Portugal, England, and the Netherlands all in an accumulator. Will give you 30 to 1. And the only other one I seen that I thought was kind of cool was 2 or more goals, and each team to commit 7 or more fouls in each match in the quarterfinals was 4-1. And it's kind of a fun bet to have, really, more than anything. A lot riding on it, folks. Hope you enjoyed it, folks. Reform UK from Eno, like that, as always. So, folks, if you can, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, and drop a like in the video. And we will be back with you again real soon. Enjoy the quarterfinals and whatever bets you're potentially having on it. If not, have a good weekend. I'll catch you on the flip side on Tuesday, as always. So, take care and talk to you again real soon. Cheers.